fun Thanksgiving?
I have made the decision for myself and my fiance and our child to skip out on family holidays with my family that voted for Trump. And while I know this is the right decision for myself and my family, I have been depressed the past 10 days. This is truly gut-wrenching.
On this Thanksgiving Eve, liberals are literally losing it. Still not coping with the election loss they experienced, deciding to cut off their relatives. Maybe it's for the best. I mean, few of those people don't seem like they've got it all together. Conservatives, on the other hand, they can't seem to wait for Thanksgiving this year.
So, what's everybody thankful for?
Joining us now to discuss, Seattle radio talk show host Jason Rantz and the Federalist Brianna Lyman. Great to have you both. Those outspoken Harris supporters, they don't seem like they'd be very good dinner guests. And I have to confess to you, Jason, I hadn't seen that last video. That was funny.
It is hysterical. I would give advice to anyone who has a family member who's posting videos like that. They need an intervention. That is mental illness. If you are going out of your way to say you're going to avoid your family because it's very depressing that they might have made a vote that you disagree with, there is mental illness there that goes well beyond just Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And Brianna, I mean, a lot of people don't enjoy the squabbling at the Thanksgiving dinner table when politics come up. But, you know, we used to be a nation where people in different parties could have a conversation. They could have a logical and reasonable debate. And somehow at the end of the day, everything would be okay. But when it comes to liberals, they're like, I got to put my head in the sand because I can't even hear you.
Yeah, it cannot be overstated the damage that Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, and the Democrats did, not only on a macro level, but a micro level. Because here we are talking about people who are disinviting their family members and their friends because they voted for Donald Trump. And the reason they feel this way is because Democrats exploited low information voters. And they specifically, we see all these videos, they're women. They focus on the issue of abortion. They spread the sensational claim there'd be a national abortion ban. Women suffering a miscarriage would be denied care. This was meant to rile up that base. And when Kamala gave her concession speech, she tried to say everything will be fine. And yeah, it's easy for her to say because she knows that every lie she spread was a lie. But her base bought that hook, line, and sinker. And so they're having this reaction to their Trump relatives for Thanksgiving because they genuinely believe there is a threat to them because they listen to the Democrat lies.
That's an excellent point, Jason. They really believe that deep down somewhere inside. But so what happens if you do go to the dinner table and you sit down and, Jason, you've got somebody across from you who is reasonable and at least can have a conversation, but, you know, is from the other point of view? Well, how do you cope with it?
So I live in Seattle. Anytime I have dinner anywhere with anyone, it's always with liberals surrounding me. So I guess I'm used to this. You just have a conversation like a normal person. I never seem to hear conservatives be the ones who have problems listening to people from the other side. We may disagree with them. We may think, well, what they're saying is absolutely idiotic. But I always find that we're rather respectful and civil, and that's just how we all need to be. Thanksgiving is supposed to be about uniting as one, coming together, sitting across the table from someone who you might disagree with, and that's okay. It is okay to disagree with people. It is okay to have fundamental differences on principles, so long as you're actually engaged in good faith. I think that that's best for everyone.
And Brianna, on this Thanksgiving Eve, we're getting these reports that appointees of President-elect's Trump's cabinet, his appointees are getting targeted and threatened, their families as well. And so that's not really in the spirit of Thanksgiving. But to go back to the point that you made, and not to make this a joke, like those videos seemingly were, but people are angry. There's still a lot of rage out there, and yet somehow they can't find a way to internalize it properly. And it's coming out externally in the form of threats in this country.
Yeah, I mean, this is the party of, they preach love and tolerance, but swatting Donald Trump's cabinet picks isn't the first time we've seen this happen. First of all, Donald Trump obviously survived 2 2 assassination attempts, but you had Supreme Court justices who were having their lives threatened. They were being harassed outside restaurants in their homes because of decisions that people didn't like. So there was a really long-standing history of Democrats expressing their grievances physically and violently and trying to hurt other people because the Democrats exploit them and make them believe that there is generally a threat to their lives. They fearmonger them, and that's how they've always campaigned. But I do think after November 5th, Democrats realize they have to figure out a new strategy to win.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I hate to end on that note with, talking about the threats and how people are expressing themselves in a way that's just unacceptable. But I so appreciate you, Brianna Lyman, Jason Rantz, and I wish you all and your families a happy and peaceful Thanksgiving at the table.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right. Next, the answer to the